Hello guys, it's Ryan Ho back with another video. Today, let's talk about the best iOS 26 features there are. So obviously there are new icons everywhere. So the clock, the weather, weather looks mostly the same. The camera is this bigger kind of camera one. I don't think the Apple Music one really changed that much, but you definitely see they updated the kind of look of each of your icons a little bit. So going to the actual photo app, it's a very interesting app, right? They've definitely changed it. So you can see that for photos, you have actually the buttons on the top right. So you can see you can control your flash, live, timer. So they actually added this new window above, which is really nice. And then you also actually have the ability to choose your format. So you can take raw or you can take compressed, which is cool. This new type of quick menu is really nice. Now, down below, you actually can swipe left and right, which you could do before, but now they have that nice liquid glass type of look to it. So it's a little bit more, I guess, special. And there's also the spatial one as well. Now, when it comes to the video, they actually changed this a bit. You can actually see your different kind of video modes nowadays, which is kind of cool. This allows you to kind of see what format you're shooting in. So 4K 30, you can actually choose to go to like log or HDR. You can also have HD or higher frame rate. So I feel like this whole new system is a lot easier to use. And I think I like that a lot better than going to the settings menu and changing them. Of course, over here, you can also change your exposure and your flash, which is actually very helpful. I think it's, you can still do this up and down, but you can also change it right here as well using this kind of left and right. So I think it gives you a little bit more fine control over it. So it's appreciated that they kind of added this as like a new feature. Now, the other part about this is you can actually go to different modes like cinematic mode. So you can change to like cinematic mode and it actually tells you your resolution and your frame rate. Everyone knows if you're watching movies or in 24 FPS, that's kind of what cinematic is. But then in slow-mo, if you're like a big camera nerd like me, slow-mo has to be very high frame rate. So it tells you it's 240 frame rate. But in order to hit that frame rate, they actually have to go down resolution. So it's in HD. So, nowadays it's helpful for people who didn't know that this is the setting. Now you can kind of see exactly what the settings are, which I think is pretty cool. And then, of course, you have your other modes like time lapse. So when you go to the message app, you can actually see the difference now of they have this kind of the glass right there and the icon kind of floats above it. It's a very interesting way. I think it's kind of cool, but that's definitely some change you see. You can also see that now you can highlight stuff and then you can actually select individually like where you want it instead of just getting the whole entire bubble like you had before. So those are some definite, improvements. And of course I said stop to the spam because, I get too many spam messages. Going to the Photos app, you can see different collections nowadays for your kind of photo. It looks pretty same, but everything is on the bottom now. It really makes a lot of sense because if you're holding your phone and you're trying to reach it, your hand is always at the bottom. So you notice that all the search bars have just been placed down there. And if you're using like a Pro Max like I am, which is a really big phone, then having it at the bottom is actually very useful because the phone gets really long, so it's hard to reach up top. So I like this change of kind of UI that they did, which makes things a lot more useful. So I can have a portrait of my cat right here. You can actually use the new feature right here, which is spatial scene. It'll scan the scene and then I'll make the scene look like 3D. So now if I shift it around, you can see how the kind of photo inside is kind of shifted. It makes it pop. It makes it have this 3D look to it. It's a very interesting thing. I think it uses a function of the cutout feature. So like if I hold this down, you can see that the picture is being cut out. I think it does a combination of that plus some AI to kind of go around the subject and kind of build the scene it thinks it's going to be. And then it cuts it out and makes it look like this little 3D look, which I think is pretty cool, honestly. So you can see that I also have this as a wallpaper feature now. So if I move this around, you can see that the image is also kind of moving, which is really cool. Then, of course, I've updated my widgets. I changed the color, and then I was able to add things like, the temperature. We have your Apple Watch statistics, my Tesla charge, and then like my earbuds. So you can get some quick stuff up there. And then you can see down here, they have the liquid glass for kind of the camera over here for the flashlight and the camera. So let's go into the new Safari. So new Safari, I think, definitely changed a little bit. I did notice that you see the social blade right here. If you move this around, you can kind of see that, you know, the liquid glass move around. Since the background's white, it's okay, but when you have more complicated backgrounds, it does get a little intense. There's actually a back button right here as well. And then, of course, if you want to change, you have to click this and you can add more tabs or bookmarks. So they changed this a little bit. When I was using it this morning, it was a little bit annoying to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's really not that bad. Some of the changes I noticed was actually to AirPods, right? So now you can use these as like a remote control to kind of control your camera, which is nice. So I can actually put these on. And then in my camera app, I can actually use this, flip it around, and then I can actually click with my earbud. It'll do a countdown, and then it'll snap a photo, which is really cool that it's able to do that. So these are some new features that this has. Another thing you can actually do on this is with the AirPods, you can click it and it will start recording your video. So this way you can record the video, which is kind of nice. And then you can actually click on it again to stop. So this allows you to basically remote control your video, especially if maybe using a selfie stick or something. Using your AirPods as remote control is kind of sick. I really like it. You can also do live translation with it. You actually hold both of your AirPods Pro together and you'll hear the sound. It'll actually activate that mode. But the live translation kind of sucks because it's only supported in only a few languages right now. So you have like, you know, English, French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish. I was actually hoping it had like Chinese or something for my grandma. But honestly, I'm sure they're going to add more languages and that'll be really cool. But these are the ones that are available for now. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about these new iOS features. Honestly, I felt like an old man sometimes when they change things that you like a lot. You're almost sad that things change. But then after using it for like a day, honestly, it's not that bad. You just get really used to it and you adapt it. And I'm sure after a week, I'm going to forget all the old stuff and the new stuff is going to be fine. But I can definitely see why Apple is really slow to make changes. And when they do make changes, they probably make a lot of changes at once. So you only have to get used to the new stuff at one time in one go instead of, you know, them changing things constantly have to like relearn everything. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.